Hello everybody, today we are continuing our series in which we remake street food from all over the world. Everyone knows what instant noodles are. And so, right in the streets of India, they make super ramen to your liking. Cut red onions, bell peppers, tomatoes. All this is fried, added to spicy paste, and poured in water. They break the noodles right in the pack and pour it out. The seasoning from it is also added, and also various spices, mayonnaise, and grated cheese. As a result, cheap noodles make a full-fledged lunch. Let's do it again and find out if it's delicious. So, a red onion cut in half. We make notches and cut it into cubes. Cut off all the pulp for the Bulgarian pepper. Then we dissolve it into strips, chop it, half the tomato, and cut the half into cubes. Put some butter into a frying pan. We put the vegetables in to sleep. Fry them until they just tighten up. Then pour in some chili sauce, stir, and pour in some water. We break the noodles right in the pack. We open them, take out the spices, and into the frying pan. We poured in 3 packs. We open in the seasonings from the set and also add them. And some pepper. The noodles were cooked and doubled in volume. It's time to pour some mayonnaise all over it. Rub the cheese directly into the pan. Now we mix it for the last time. And you can plate it. Let's grate some cheese on top. Now the super ramen to your liking just from the streets of India is ready. Let's try it. There is nothing left of the usual taste of instant noodles here at all. This dish has the most intense taste, and it's also unrealistically satisfying. The next type of street food we have is from Korea, and it's called HOTTEOK. Brown sugar and cinnamon are wrapped in a yeast dough, then fried in butter. Crush the pancakes to make them flounder, and bring them to a crisp. Incisions are made on the side, and then they are filled with nuts, raisins, and strangest of all, seeds. And I think that it turns out a very dry dessert, but let's repeat it. For the dough, we pour 360 grams of flour, 80 grams of rice flour, half small packs of dry yeast, sugar, and oil. Now pour 315 milliliters of water in. Knead that first with a spatula, and then with our hands. The dough should look something like this. Now let's let it rise. Pour in some brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. We mix all this up. And for the main filling, walnuts are needed. Chop them up with a knife. We add to this some raisins, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. We mix this all up and our filling is ready. The dough has already risen. We press it with our hands. Tear off a small piece and spread it out. Now add the sugar and cinnamon. Pinch the dough so that they are inside. You should get these little cakes. We open up a whole pack of butter. Put it into the frying pan. It needs to be completely melted. So now let's spread out our cakes. We smoosh them so that they become flatter. And we fry them on low on heat on both sides. That way we get a golden crust, and take out the hot dogs from the frying pan. Then we make an incision from the end. We fill it with our filling. We put this all into a glass and let's try it. To be honest, the filling is really dry. To save it all, we decided to add some liquid honey. Yes, now it's not dry, sweet, and delicious. And the last one for today is street food from Japan. Snakes are cooked and eaten right here in the markets. They are simply ripped open, all the insides are removed, and cut into small pieces. From all this, broth is cooked, with the addition of potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. All this is boiled and a special paste for soup is added. The result is snake soup. Let's do it all over. At a special snake farm, we bought such a small snake. They are raised there for meat, and to make it as tasty as possible, snakes are fattened with a small fish, quail eggs, and milk. Let's get it out of the bag. Yes, when I ordered it, I thought it would be bigger. But what can you do? We will cook it from a small one. First, we cut open the belly with scissors. We remove all the insides and rinse thoroughly under water. Now we cut the snake into small pieces. In the original, the soup was cooked directly with the skin, but it confuses me and I think I'll take it off. So this is all the meat that we got. We will cook only one portion of soup. We need 1 carrot, 1 potato, and 1 broccoli. Peel the potatoes. Do the same to the carrots. Chop the carrot into circles. And the potatoes into small cubes. With the broccoli, we cut off a few florets. And we cut them into a few different parts. Pour all the ingredients into a saucepan. Fill with water. And onto the stove. Boil all this and cook for half an hour. Now we open up the Asian dishes pasta, and we squeeze it into the broth. In this paste, all the necessary spices and salt are already there. This snake soup is ready. Pour it into a plate. Now let's try the most interesting thing, snake meat. Of course, there is very little meat, but I managed to taste it. And it is very strange. Half chicken, half fish. And the broth is just very tasty. Such a sweet and sour broth, in general in the Asian style. To be honest, I wouldn't cook a snake anymore. At least the small one. Because there's not very much meat to it. And if you want more videos with incredible street food, then put likes to this video. As soon as there are 200,000, I will make a new part. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all soon.